improve on. I mean, it's very true. All of us have something that we can grow on.
Yeah.
So when you get asked that question, don't be scared or be alarmed to say, oh, they're going to use it against me. In every weakness or area of improvement, that's why they call it, yes. That's why they call it an area of improvement, because you become aware of it, then you perfect it so that you know, when I see this, I will do 1, 2, 3. That will.
This is actually where it starts. This is where they look for the queen, right? They're not even. This is now when every single thing you do is like, oh, this could be a Mrs. South Africa. Oh, this could be a Miss South Africa. There's so many of you doing these many amazing things. You need to continue with your amazing things. Keep going and know that you are the Mrs. South Africa or the Miss whatever that they're looking for. The title holder that they're looking for is you. And
So
everything
know your surroundings, what's happening. Cover, that's the word.
Carve yourself. Carve everything.
Yeah, carve everything. That's where we're going with this. You know, you must carve yourself and come show up for the interview. Carve what's happening. I like that word.
Right.
I like that word.
Everything is a God thing, and you need to know that this is how your journey was supposed to go and end here. But you did the best that you could do within your power. Always remember that. So that would be, and I would say even have like maybe a session or 2 with your mentor just to heal, I would say.
That the judges asked me. So as we said, don't just give those close answers, but give answers that will lead to the next question, or them not even asking you a question that they have on hand, but a question that they thought about. You know, like how we said, it's about them hearing your answer, and from your answers, they are thinking, and then they'll go on to the next answer.
It also helps you. It also helps you.
Dear Queen, yes you, we're talking to you, with you, and about you.
I'm Deliwe.
And I'm Katleho, and
welcome to
episode 5.
Woo! We made it, episode 5.
The much awaited episode.
Yeah.
So this is a very crucial and important episode for everybody, especially girls or ladies in the beauty pageant. We are doing interview round, and around this time, June, July,
this is the time
when the interview starts. So we are here to gear you up and get you prepared.
Yes, and I mean, you can always revisit this interview video for any other interview you may have, even if it's another, maybe the next round of the pageant, or even if you're going to like a job interview, you'll see how it's going to go. We really are going to give you all the things you need for an interview, a very successful interview, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you know us, we always give you the facts, then we give you what you need. So according to Google, an interview, so they say here, what is an interview? An interview is a way to get information from one person by asking questions and hearing their answers. So what I like is there is people.
Yes.
There is questions being asked, and from those questions you are answering, but the person on the other side is also listening to what you are saying.
Exactly. I like the one of the key words there, information.
Yes.
What they're really trying to get from you is information, like who you are and what are you about, and should you even be in the next round, should you be Miss this, that, should you be, our winner, should you be a title holder, and that is a really that's what you're trying to tell them. Everything you say will tell them whether or not you're the person for the job.
Yes. And yes, like you said, it is getting information about you. And the key thing about getting information about you, it's not just what you say with your mouth. So with the interview, we need to understand is from the time you walk through the door, the judges are already looking at you. So the key elements that you need to focus on is your dress code.
Yes.
You need to be dressed in a manner that will portray you. Whatever it is that you stand for as a person, as Katleho, you need to be dressed in that manner.
Yeah.
So it's dress code, and Dress code is not just what you're wearing, but your posture, your mannerism, your etiquette, your confidence in that day.
Your smile.
Yes.
Right?
What you want the judges to take out by just looking at you, how you walk in, how you greet everyone.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. And remember, from the moment you walk in the door, that's when your time starts. So it's different. Some will say, I don't know, 30 minutes. I've never ever heard of anything like that. But some will say that, but others will say 5 minutes, you know, something short and sweet. If you're doing a beauty pageant interview, it's probably around the 5-minute mark, right? So in that time, from the moment you walk in, you need to capitalize on that time, literally. So greet, you know, smile. If they're not looking, maybe they were still chatting. It was like in their minds a little bit of a break. Now you walk in, you get their attention. Yes. You greet, you smile, and in that comes what? Things like, you know, voice projection, right? Yeah. How you greet it. Did you greet like, hi, they barely heard you? No. You want to walk in and say, hi, judges, hi. Like, over here.
Yes. Look at me, I have arrived. So that is what you want.
Yes.
Get there and they should hear you. And I think also what you need to understand in voice projection is we're not shouting. So we're not saying be loud, but be audible. Yes. So walk in there. Good day, judges. Hi. So that they pay attention to you. And then the outfit will speak for itself, whatever the outfit is. Just like our outfits are speaking for themselves today. So this outfit I wore at my finale. I think the theme was you need to wear glitz glam, but it has to be a suit. And for me, this spoke glitz glam, and I think
suit. It literally is that.
And
literally.
By now, if you don't know, where have you been? Like, green is the color that speaks growth, that speaks money. But here I went a bit neon because, you know, like neon is it's the in color for the young people. So I thought, instead of keeping to the same normal green, let's just shake it up. But I think I ticked the boxes for that day. I definitely ticked the boxes for that day.
I watched the thing and I was like, yes, because I know you were like, oh, maybe I could get it. You know, we were talking about it before. And then eventually you got this. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, this is it. Because I was like, a suit that's glitz and glam. So you must buy a suit and then go in. But this worked out perfectly, like literally. So guys, this suit, actually, this is not, I know we wear pageant outfits. This is not a pageant, like I didn't wear it in any of my pageant outfits, really. I may have worn the top, I can't remember properly. But basically this outfit, I decided to wear this outfit today because I bought it last year when I was thinking, you know, I would love to have a suit, you know, when I go, because I'm a dress girl, you know, but I want to have a suit that I can just like wear in one of the workshops and just look, you know, cute and bossy, you know what I mean? Okay, bossy sounds wrong, but you know, like a boss babe. Exactly.
And that's who we are.
That's who we are. And I just decided to go with this suit and, you know, to buy this suit. And I was looking for that opportune moment. And, you know, so many things happened, but I didn't get to, but this is my moment now. This is its moment to shine.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've spoken about from the time you walk in, your 5 minutes starts. So you take into account your dress code. The next element that you need to focus on is time management. It is very key to manage your time because you only have 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So what you could do is time yourself. Have rehearsals where you are timing yourself.
Yeah.
Try to keep your answers to a minute.
Yes.
Or just before a minute.
Yeah,
just before a minute.
And you know, I really love that because the pro to this is that you want to give them information. Remember, that's what they're here for. They want to know about you. They want to get some info out of you. But also they have things that, because they've watched your journey, and you don't know this. You don't know if they have or haven't, or were they watching closely, or did they just browse through you don't know what happened. But they may have a question for you, specifically for you, to say, we want to know, what is it that you know, whatever the case could be, based on your journey, and you want to give them the opportunity to ask as many questions as possible, even if it's a point of clarity. So you can't now take this 5 minutes, and then you answer. They tell us about yourself. You're even telling them where you started, everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to be able to
Be
make sure that
strategic. Be
Exactly.
strategic. Be
Exactly.
strategic, because
have a strategy.
yes,
Mhm.
because you are using that 5 minutes to capture the judges,
Yeah.
and also just to let them know why you're on this journey.
Yeah.
Who are you? What is your plan? So it's key, it's very key that you have rehearsals.
Yeah.
And in your rehearsals, time management is one of them. Being strategic is another.
Yeah.
And also, I think what's important is you need to find out who are your judges. Get to know them a little bit, what their interests are,
Yeah.
what do they like, what are they focus in life, so that
Yes.
however you answer your question, it also appeals to what interests them. And
Yeah.
it can also lead to them asking you more questions.
Yes. And I mean, just to draw from my experience last year, based on what Katlaho just said now, literally, in March, we went to a ladies' breakfast. You were there.
Yes.
Amazing. It was so great. Our head judge, which at the time, I wasn't aware that she's going to, I assumed she would, but I wasn't 100% sure because they have to announce, right? So our head judge, Matapa, went on stage, spoke. It was amazing. She had an amazing speech. The title of the speech was self-love, right? Like it was just self-awareness, right? And fast forward to my interview in July, I get there and I speak so nicely about myself. I represent myself the way I said I would. And then she comes in and says, okay, cool. So you have all these amazing things. You actually mentioned that you're this, you're that, which is great. But is there any area of improvement in your life? She didn't ask it like that, but basically she was asking, what are your weaknesses?
Yeah.
Like, what are you not good at? Do you have anything like that, if any? She actually asked it that way. She said, if any, because she understood that I could come out and say, I'm perfect.
I don't have anything.
I'm just like, I'm perfect. But the point is, she wanted to know are you self-aware? Do you love yourself?
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, that's really what she was talking about a few months ago. It was in her mind, right? So think about the people that are your judges. Learn them, and if you have any reference, maybe they spoke at your breakfast, maybe they spoke at your whatever, maybe they spoke somewhere, somebody recorded them, they posted on social media. Listen to what they say, because that will really show you what's in their minds, what's important to them, what will speak to them when you mention some things.
Yes.
So very important that you get to know your judges.
Yeah, that you must know them. And I think also with knowing your judges, it's also important to know what is the theme of the pageant that year, because in your year, like you said, it was all about self-awareness, right?
Yeah.
So what is the theme of the pageant this year? Keep that in mind. And I think they put those themes in place so that it can also appeal to who you are as a person, your character. And in the point that you made about being aware of yourselves and the areas that you could improve on, I mean, it's very true. All of us have something that we can grow on.
Yeah.
So when you get asked that question, don't be scared or be alarmed to say, oh, they're going to use it against me. In every weakness or area of improvement, that's why they call it, yes. That's why they call it an area of improvement. Because you become aware of it, then you perfect it so that when I see this, I will do 1, 2, 3 that will help me overcome whatever the area is.
Yes. And I like that you say that, because it's just like in a relationship. My sister and I yesterday were talking about it, that when you meet somebody, surely over time you improve, right? Maybe your thing was time management and it will get better. But it's good to know those things up front, right? So in a pageant, I know I spoke with some of my mentees about what is, let's discuss this question. And it's very tough, because you could just throw in a joke, something like, my area of improvement is that I'm really, really bad at tying my shoe. Like, I just always find it's a joke. But I think if you have something like that you want to use, maybe you've got it up your sleeve, you need to link it to something that's real.
Yes.
And that's got some weight, because they want to see the real you, authentically, who are you? And so being honest about such things is actually important, because from there, it means you are aware, and they will hold you accountable as time goes. In the next round, they may ask you, so how did that go with that? Are you still bad at tying your shoe?
Are you getting better? How have you learned to navigate that space?
Exactly. Exactly.
One of the things that Deliwe said was, this is not just an interview for queens in the pageant industry, but for everyone. And the reason why she said that is because we all get this infamous question. Everybody knows it and everybody loves it. When they say, tell us about yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Can I just say, this question, it's like everybody knows.
Yeah.
You go to an interview, you know they're going to ask you this. But what happens when they ask you,
It's like,
right, like you get blank, you get literally don't know what to say. And we actually spoke about this just before we were shooting now. And we're like, is it okay to then start with your name? They already have your name on their CV. Like your CV is right there. They have your name. They know who's next. They have your name on that score sheet. They know your name by now. But is it okay to say your name? And the answer is?
definitely yes.
Yeah.
Use your name. But in all of our names, or even in our ages end, find something that is significant. So for example, my name is Katlego, which means success. Tie in the element of success with your journey, and that's how you introduce yourself. I didn't just go, hi, my name is Katlego, I've got 2 kids, I'm 39. In all of that I've said, I need to find something special that can explain who I am. And then once you get in there and you've explained, oh, my name is Katlego, which means success, and in my journey I've been successful because I've done the dignity pack. In my journey I got to be self-confident, I got to discover who I am. The judges already have an idea of who you are in just using your name. So it doesn't have to be generic where you're just giving us this list. In that list, find something that you can capitalize on, and the judges can know more about you.
Exactly. And it's important to get to know yourself, right? Because
Love yourself.
the reason why this question is hard, I think a lot of the times, is that either one, we don't love ourselves, or we don't believe certain things. Like, I kind of know that I'm friendly, like I'm a good person, but even the way I'm saying it now, you can just like, are you sure
it's
you're
like
a
a
good
bit of-
person? Like, you know, it's like you're not sure. So know yourself, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna say that my name is Katlego, I need to believe that truly what my name means is who I am. You know what I mean? So that's why it's okay to say your name. If that's where you land, it's fine. But it's also okay to just like, you know, be that girl that you know this question is coming. As soon as they ask you, you can just say something like, you know,
I'm a bubbly ray of sunshine, or
right?
you know, something. I'm just thinking now with champagne, you know, like how it just bubbles. You're like, I am bubbly, like a bubbling champagne. I'm just there. I make people happy. You know, find elements, like we said, key elements that describe. Yes, that is very important, that it has to be elements that describe you.
It can't just be random because, oh, you know about this quote and now you're saying it.
Yes.
So an example is, you could maybe say, I think there's a quote that says that, live like a slave, work like a slave and live like a queen. That's kind of like your opening line, right? Because that's your personality. It has to be a personality thing.
In order for you to say that.
Exactly. Like, to start with that and just like automatically just like go in. Because I think the first words you say when they say tell us about yourself are very important.
True.
Because already a lot of people shrink immediately when you ask them. I don't know what it is. Like, you just like go, ooh, and no, you are amazing. You are, the Bible says you're fearfully and wonderfully made. So remember that.
In the image of God.
Exactly.
And we all know who that guy is, right?
Hopefully.
We all do. So yeah. So that's the first question. Tell us about yourself. So use those little key elements that we've given you so that you can tell the judges
about
who you are. And it's also very important that you don't just have closed answers. In your answering, lead them to the next question, or leave them wondering, we want to hear more about Deliwe. Oh, that sounds so interesting. So don't do, hi, I'm Deliwe, full stop. I mean, you know, keep them engaged. I know we said that the interview is 5 minutes, but depending on how well you can smooth talk your way there. They'll probably keep you for 10 minutes, hopefully. Something like that. That's how you're working like a slave but becoming a queen.
You know, let's hope that is possible. But I know that with Mrs. South Africa, if you are in that pageant,
time management is on point.
Let me tell you, like 5 minutes is 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. Like, but yeah, let's hope that you can be that good. That would be the day. If you are that, please call me and tell me, hey, I managed this.
I got this. I got this. I got it.
So yeah, on that, right, one of the things I actually wanted to mention about when you answer the tell us about yourself question is that actually it is about you, and try to answer it as best as you know yourself, right? And as Katla was saying, lead them to the next question, but also know what you want to tell them. This is where strategy comes in.
Yes.
You know, you said earlier, be strategic. Have the strategy, and people are people, you know, people are easy. Men will say no, women are not, but honestly, people are people. It's like, if I tell you right now that I own a big, huge company, and
which we do in work in progress.
You're gonna ask me, wow, tell me about your company, or what is it called, or where can I find, you know what I mean? That's likely what you're gonna say if I'm talking to you. So that's why it's important for you to say things that you know what they're gonna likely ask you next. If they don't, you know, you'll add them in some way, but you must be able to add in certain things.
Yes. And remember that tell us about yourself in this situation is about who you are, but also the journey that you've traveled up until that point. Because remember, in the beauty pageant, there's certain activities that we need to do, there's certain monies that we need to raise, there's sponsors. So who you are should also speak to my journey. Like in our journeys, I mean, when I was asked that question, part of who I am was doing charity work. I did I did a dignity pack, and that was part of my journey. I could tell them about it, and I just didn't say I did a dignity pack. I went into details about what was inside the bag, why I did it, and it led to the next question, you know, that the judges asked me. So as we said, don't just give those closed answers, but give answers that will lead to the next question, or them not even asking you the question that they have on hand, but a question that they thought about, you know, like how we said, it's about them hearing your answer, and from your answers, they are thinking, and then they'll go on to the next answer.
It also helps you. Yeah, it also helps you know that they are listening.
Yes, that's how you cover
very important, right? So now one of the questions that could come, and if it doesn't come, please say, right?
Yes.
Why you?
Yes.
Like, why should you do this? Why should you go to the next round? Why should we hire you? Why should you be the person that is at the title holder? You know? And I think if you're in a pageant and you are, you know, moving, you know, through the rounds, round 1, round 2, or even if you're in a job interview and it's round 1, round 2, you're not fighting to be in round 2. You're fighting to be the one they hire, right?
Yes.
So all your answers must be because. Exactly. Yes. So lead them there.
Yes. So in this case, the top is to be the queen, right?
Yes.
So your answer should align to being a title holder. And also that answer should be linked to why you started.
Yes.
Because your why, like we said in the first interview or the second, it doesn't change, it evolves.
Yes.
So I can't start and say, I'm just trying to think, I want to build confidence, and along the way I've forgotten about confidence. It should be, I've built my confidence, now I want to be affirmative.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And you learn things as you go, right? Like, yes, confidence will come, and then something else, and then something else. So and when we say something else, I really just mean that because I now learned my confidence, I actually even got to know why I didn't have it in the first place. I had a lot of fear, so I had to deal with the fear now. So now through that journey, you have discovered so many other things that are helping you maintain this why and even let it grow bigger into something else, right? So your why is very important when we talk about why you.
Absolutely.
And you also mentioned this, what you have done in the journey.
The walk.
You have done what you've done, how you've done it, right? Yes, maybe all of us did dignity packs. Nobody did. I think it's just you, right, in your journey. But let's just say a few of us did. But it's important that I talk about mine and why if it's important to me, if it's aligned to my why. But otherwise, it's important to talk about the things that you know that you did because they are close to your heart. Even if they're different, especially, let's say, even more important if they are different from what everyone else was doing, but you walked your journey your way, and this is how you showed up for yourself.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, one of the things that was very important to Deliwe was to teach yoga, and she's going to move it into schools because it helped her during her pregnancy. But in her having the focus of the why, she was able to get to be on a billboard. If you want to be a yoga master, people must know you, they must know about you. She was able to get a car.
Move around.
You know, exactly. So her why led her to knocking on doors that you would think they would never open for you, but they opened for you. So always keep that in mind. What is my why? And talk about it. Talk about it, because it shows the judges and the people that are interviewing you the amount of work you are willing to put in to get what you want. And it also shows you, Gavin, yourself, the strength and the confidence that you have. You know, sometimes as we sit, you might think this is not attainable. Wait until you get on the track and you start running. Then you realize that actually I can do these things. And the most important thing about why you, for me, is you need to remember this. It's not about the next person, or it's a competition with you and the next person, but it's a competition with yourself.
And your journey.
Yes, and your journey. So even when you get asked this question, never answer it and say, oh, because I'm better because Deliwe. No, it's not about Deliwe. It's about what Katlaho's why is and what I want to achieve.
I love that. And, you know, just building on that, be honest, right? Like, we're all running a journey, right? Like,
snaps for that.
We're on this journey, and some people entered because it was a day, right? Somebody dated me. I didn't even want this. Like, oh my gosh, somebody entered because their mom entered for them, and then they kind of found themselves here. Now they're seeing what's what. But maybe you entered because you really, really want to do this. You want the crown, baby. Like, you have envisioned the crown for like a couple of years. You know what I mean? And you have envisioned yourself. So perhaps that's your journey. That's your why. There is nothing wrong with that being your why.
Yes.
And when I say that being your why, I mean that it will be part of your journey, right? So the crown alone is nothing. Like Jo used to say that. She used to say it actually breaks. It will fall and it will break. Jo is the former Mrs. South Africa from 2 years ago. So she loved her so much. She used to say that it can break. So it shows how nothing it is, but it's about what you do with it. So if your why is to get the crown, tell us why you want the crown. What do you want to use it for? What do you want to do when you are queen? What is it about being queen that you want? So not only that you want to win and be queen, but why?
Yes.
Right?
What are you bringing to the table?
Yes.
What are you bringing to
the table
that's going to make the organization better? And that should stay true to your authentic self. So if you're saying, I'm going to bring my confidence, say it. I'm bringing my confidence, and then it will show once you have the title. But just to go back to what you said about being honest, is let's not confuse being modest with shooting yourself in the foot. If honestly you're here to win the crown, tell the judges. Don't at the back of your mind say, I want to win the crown so badly. But when the judges say, when an opportunity comes, you're like, oh no, even if I get third place, I'm okay with it.
I'm just doing this for fun.
Yes.
That's the famous one.
Yes. They will remember it. So if you're here to build confidence, say, I'm here to build my confidence. I'm here for the crown. I'm here for the sisterhood. Whatever your why is, say it, and say it with conviction. Don't be modest. And don't think modesty is you're going to get an award for it. You're not.
I love that she doesn't really want it.
Yes.
Then why would you give it to her? So be honest. Be honest.
Be honest about why you're here and what the ultimate goal is for you. And nobody can take away that from you, because as individuals, we are different. I I can't be upset with Delio for saying I want the crown. Like that's my wife. That's
I
what
want
she
the
wants.
crown.
You know, if I want sisterhood, that's my wife. That's what I want.
That's what you want. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
So
that.
please, guys, remember it is your race.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest about it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you'll get there.
And now, this is now a little bit of I don't want to call it controversial or sketchy or painful or even painful to prepare, but current affairs, right? So that can be politics, social, what's happening socially, what's happening economically.
Yes.
So how do you prepare for that? And also, what is it that we need to kind of look out for when it comes to that?
So the things that you need to is always be aware of what is happening in your country and the worldwide. And like we said, not just news, but on a social level, you know, like the Bill Gates, Instagram, Twitter,
X.
you know, the fights that are happening. We just in South Africa now just voted, and now there is just this new joint unity government between the ANC. Know about it, and in knowing about it, have a view on it, right? Think about it personally in your personal capacity. And good, ask Katla, what do I think about this? Because it also shows that you are not just focused on just pageantry, but you're also focused on what's happening in the world. And once, if I do get the title, those things will affect you. And what is the change to those things do you want to bring?
I love that you said, don't just know it. Yes, know what's happening. Know that we voted. Know that, you know, this happened. And maybe even this is the fraction of the people that voted versus the people. All of that, right? So know that. But always have a view, as you say. Because that's most important in that what is your view? When they ask you, so remember the whole point is for them to get to know you, right? So if they're asking me about, you know, what do I think about ANC and right now, first of all, I need to know what is going on there.
Yes.
And then I need to know how it will affect me. I think that's when we say have a view, we don't mean that, oh my gosh, because I hate this political party so much, I think it's a bad idea for this one to be. That's not what you're here for. Honestly, please don't. But rather have an idea of how it can affect you as an individual, how it can affect people in your neighborhood, how it can affect people in your province, people in your country, people in the beauty pageant space. You know, when you do win, because I get you want the crown. So when you do get the crown and you go to Mrs. World, how is that going to affect you? And that's really what we mean by have a view. How you think it will affect you. Is it don't try and pick sides and think, oh my gosh, you know. So
it's not about picking sides, or it's just your thoughts on it and how it impacts you, your community and so forth.
Exactly.
But I think in general, just be a versatile person with that regards, you know. You can't, as humans, we can't know everything. It's not possible to know everything, but try as much to be versatile in what's happening around you. And it could just be in a small community or big community. Because each lesson that we go through, we learn from it. So know your surroundings, what's happening. That's the word.
Carve yourself. Carve everything.
Carve everything. That's where we're going with this. You know, you must carve yourself and come show up for the interview. Carve what's happening. I like that word.
Right.
I like that word.
And also, guys, if I mean, when we say carve, right? Carve means no. If you don't know. But if it happens that you don't know, genuinely, if they ask you what's happening with what is your view on the merge between ANC and the DA, and just say, if you don't know for real, just ask them, like, you know, please can you elaborate, or because I'm not aware of that. If you're not, don't lie, because just now you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, just don't lie, because you know, one of the things that we were taught is that, can you imagine sitting in an interview, not an interview, in the boardroom, we're discussing things and you're busy talking about something you don't know because you just felt like you had to say something. And it's the other people will know and they will feel disrespected and so that's one of the things that you should be aware of, that it's okay to not know something. Obviously prepare, but if you don't,
always ask. There is nothing wrong with asking,
Yeah.
please explain, elaborate further, because
Yes.
it might also just be the terminology that's
That
used.
you're not aware of.
Yes,
Yeah.
it might just be a terminology. And me saying this, I remember when we did our finale.
Yes.
So the final dress that I wore has some see-through, and one of the ladies said to me, "Oh, I guess you have to wear it commando." And when she said that, for the life of me, I kept, when she said commando, I was thinking something that has to do with military, because in my head, and then I asked Uguti, what is commando?
Does that mean?
And she's like, that's like wearing your birthday suit. And I was like, what, 38? That's when I learned to go to commando means that. So, and there was nothing wrong with it. Like, I was okay with not knowing. But I asked. And now I know. So when people are like, they're going commando, I'm like, I'm with you. I got what you're saying.
Exactly.
I got what you're saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
So please, guys, watch this video and go over the steps that we've given you, because it will really, really help you. Really help you. Like we said, from the time you walk in, your interview starts. Appearance is important. Rehearsals is important. Time management is important. But what is essential is knowing yourself, knowing your journey, knowing your why.
Yes, very essential. And just to wrap this up, right? We spoke about this like thoroughly.
Yes.
That what happens after the interview if perhaps you don't make it, and even if you make it, right? So let's start with if you don't make it. I just want to say on that, because I know you spoke a lot about if you do make it, but if you don't make it, I would say just always remember that you did your best. That's like it's like your conscience is clear, right? And everything is a God thing. Just know that nothing is just like, this is not God, it's not the devil. It's just, there's no such thing.
Yes.
Everything is a God thing. And you need to know that this is how your journey was supposed to go and end here. But you did the best that you could do within your power. Always remember that. So that would be, and I would say even have like maybe a session or two with your mentor just to heal, I would say.
Oh, I like that. So it's not a matter of what I could have done better. What did I do wrong? It's to heal, to say, okay, I thought I was going to get to the finale, but I didn't.
Yeah.
But one of the things we spoke about, I think it was in our first or second interview, is that once you go through this journey, like any other journey in life, you could never go back. You are not the same person, because there are lessons that have been learned that make you a better person. So
exactly.
Yes, you don't make it to top 30, you don't make it to the crown, but you made it that far, and there's a reason why you made it that far.
Exactly. Now on the flip side.
Yes.
So I want you to just take it away, because you explained it so well.
So I think the key thing is, once you make top 30, top 10, or whatever the decision is by the judges, is don't take it for granted, the investment that you need to put in yourself. So this would be, you need to get a mentor. You cannot run this journey without a mentor, because like we said in our mentorship video, these are people that identify elements in you that are so great that you could use to your power, right? 2, you need to get a walking coach. All of us, me self included, I think I can walk in stilettos, and I can. Give me an 8-inch, 16-inch, I can
you
walk.
hata the heel.
Guys, but let me tell you, there is a difference in the pageant walk. There is. So please, phone the Miriams that are out there, phone the Kathys that are out there, and get yourself a walking coach. This is an investment that you will never, ever regret. Put the time and the energy. And once you are top 30, you're one step closer to that dream.
Yes.
So put in the investment. Yes, put it in. It's worth it, guys. It's worth it. It's not a, what is it? A want. It's not a want.
It's a need.
It is. It's a need.
Yeah.
And yes, there is Google, there is YouTube. But what you must remember about the Googles and the YouTube is, it's not tailor-made to you. It's generic. We're speaking in general.
Yes.
So if you want to perfect what you already have, Get somebody that will focus on you and say, do 1, 2, 3, right? Get Boteliwe Sodi mentor.
You know, so
Right.
absolutely get help, get assistance. Like in all ways, there are so many things. I want you to just remember that this is actually where it starts.
Yeah.
This is where they look for the queen, right? They're not even, this is now when they, every single thing you do is like, oh, this could be a Mrs. South Africa. Oh, this could be a Miss South Africa. There's so many of you doing these many amazing things. You need to continue with your amazing things. Keep going.
Yeah.
And know that you are the Mrs. South Africa or the Miss whatever that they're looking for.
Yes.
The title holder that they're looking for is you. And everything you do from then on is showing them that. And when I say this, I don't mean now act this way, look at the current Mrs. or title holder and act like them. No. Be you.
Yes.
Act like you.
Yeah.
As you were saying.
Yes. Be authentic and true to you and your why.
Exactly.
And then find the element in you that you feel will make a difference in the pageant, in the organization that you are going into. Because if you are selected for the next round, it means that the judges have seen something in you.
Yes.
So use that to your ability or to your advantage so that you can advance forward. But always remember, it's your own race. Be true to yourself.
Yes.
Never look at Deliwe, who's got billboards, what, and say, I want to do that. It's not your thing. It's her thing.
Yeah.
Do what is you. Right. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the best ways we could have ended
Yeah.
this, right? Like, be as authentically you as you possibly can. Because in all of this, that's who they're looking for. They're looking for, first of all, who are you? And can you be a title holder? Could it be you?
Yeah.
And all you have to tell them is yes, by being yourself, being the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Dress well, do good, just like everything must just show you. Just put your best foot forward. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's
And
that.
be the queen that we know you to be, dear queen, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, with that, thank you so much, guys. Remember, thank you. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Please like, share, as we always say. Subscribe, and just give us feedback. Tell us what
Yes.
you'd like us to talk about, what you've
Yes.
liked, what have been your high and lows. And to every queen and every person out there, good luck. You got this. You got this.
Yay.
Good night.